Hi everyone, it's Kelly from Kellie's Bead Boutique. So it would seem that 2020 has brought us a new accessory, and that would be a mask. And I know that not everybody is on the mask thing, but you know what? We have to wear them. At least most places here we do. So my staff have to wear a mask when customers come in the store. Well, they don't have to, but they prefer to, just for safety's sake. But they hate it when they're having to take it off and on, and where did they put it, and is it in their pocket, and all of that stuff. So they created these really fun little sort of chain holders. So I'm going to show you my take on one today. It's just an extra little accessory, something that kind of makes wearing a mask a little bit more fun. So if you want to see how I make mine, come and join me. All right, so the parts we're going to be using today to make our mask holder is some 22 gauge silver wire. We also have 32 inches of a small Rollo chain. Now you can cut this to any length that you want. If you want a little bit shorter mask holder, you can definitely customize this a little bit. And we're also going to be using some of these beautiful check glass cathedral beads. I've got a couple lobster clasps, one jump ring, and a little charm. So and as for tools, today we're going to be using our cutters, our pliers, our round nose pliers, and our bent chain nose pliers. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut myself about 4 inches of wire. Just give that a little trim. And I am going to create a wrapped loop. So about 1 inch from the end, I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to bend away with my thumb. Then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I want to loop about, just on the smaller side, but I'm going up because these are a long nose one. So I'm going to go up and over and down and rotate and then pull that to the back. And I just kind of want to line that up. So now I'm going to take that, I'm going to put that in the end link of the chain. Just going to pop that in there and I'm going to wrap that up. So I just turn it so that I've got this on the top and I want to wrap that around 3 times. Now I want to have this nice and secure and nice and neat. So I'm wrapping nice and tight and close. And you can see how my wraps are very, very tight and close. And I think that looks really nice and it looks a little more polished. So we'll give that a little trim. And now we're going to turn it so that we've got our loop in our left hand. And that way we've got the wire coming over top, which makes it much easier to push your little burr down. So we're just going to give that a little squish down because this is going to be close to your face. So you want to make sure that you don't have any sharp edges. So now we're just going to straighten that out. So I'm going to place my cathedral bead on one end here. And now I want to turn it so that my loops are going the same direction. So I want to take the very end of my pliers because I don't want to have a very long neck on there. The amount of wire that's between your tool is relative to the amount of the neck you're going to have. So if I go way up here, I'm going to have a really long neck. So you always want to be mindful of that. So I want to have the same size neck on one side as on the other. So now I'm going to bend away and then I'm going to come in with my pliers again, my round nose pliers, and go back to that same spot that I was on the first one and go up and over and down. Open my pliers, rotate them so they're parallel to the table, and bring that to the back. And now you can see that that's way over there, so I want to just turn my hand until it's right on top so that it kind of looks more like a stop sign like that. And now I'm going to go directly to my lobster clasp. I want this to be a nice secure fitting. I don't want any jump rings or anything on there because it's going to take a lot of punishment taking it off and on a lot. And now we're going to wrap this up. So I'm going to wrap up around once, twice, 3 times. And then I'm going to come in with the flush side of my cutters and come in and give that a little trim. And now I'm going to tuck that burr down. So I'm just going to turn it around until I can see the burr. And then I'm going to give that a little gentle squish there. So now I just want to make sure that everything's nice and neat and the way that I wanted it to. And I'm going to repeat on the other side. I'm going to take another piece of wire, bend away, take my round nose pliers, and go up and over and down. And then bring this to the back. Can you guys hear my gurgling tummy? It's amazing what you can see when I'm editing these videos. I hear all kinds of strange things that you don't even realize that your body does. So I try to muffle them a little bit, but... Okay, so now I'm going to wrap this around and we'll go nice and neat and tight. So 1, 2, 3 times. And this wire is really soft, so I can just do it with my fingers and come in and give that a little trim, and always hold on to that wire so that it doesn't go flying. And then I'm going to bring this around and tighten up or push down that little burr. And we'll put on our cathedral bead. I just chose these because I think they're nice. They've got a nice profile to them. Now again, we want to have our loops going the same direction. And we're going to go down to the very end of our pliers so we have a same size neck. Push away. Come in with our round nose pliers. Go back to that same position. Up, over, down. Rotate your plier. And again, this one's going to be way over, so we have to bring it up. And that just helps recenter it. We're going to place it through our lobster clasp. And we're going to do our wrapped loops here. So go around 3 times. So there's once, twice, 3 times. And we're going to give that a little trim. Now we're going to tuck that little burr in. Okay, so now for a little extra added, because you know I have to be extra, we are going to add a little charm. So now it doesn't really matter which side that you add this onto. It's completely your design if you want it to be. So we're just going to open up this jump ring. So we put 1 pair of pliers on one side, and I turn my bent chain nose around to make it a little easier. And we're just going to go opposite movements. And I've got a little heart here. I thought that a heart was kind of cute to put on there. And we're just going to run it through the side of our loop there. So now when you have this on, you're going to have a little embellishment on there, which just adds for a little bit of extra. So now to put this on, you're going to take this part of your lobster clasp and you're going to just run it through your mask. And then same with on the other side. You just want to make sure that's in there nice and tight. But the nice thing about this with the lobster clasp is you can take it off and on, and it just adds that little bit of extra touch. And I will show you how it looks when it's on. So now I've got my mask and my mask holder on. And you want to make sure when you attach your lobster clasp that you put it at the bottom of the mask. It just makes it a little bit nicer to wear. So I don't want to put my mask on right now because you won't be able to hear me because I've had to leave my microphone over there because it was getting tangled up with the mask. So now when you put on your mask, you can see when I put it on like that, it just has this nice little loop there. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from everybody. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you do so. These will be available in kit form. I'm going to have the black cathedral beads and this beautiful rosy milky pink. So you have 2 different colors to choose from. I want to thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.